What you doing?
Beep, beep, beep.
What? Go ahead and take your melatonin. Small town life. Oh, can y'all see is the sky still pretty out there? Do you see it? It's really pretty. So Amos and I were just finishing up some Special Olympics stuff we had in our car. And then we were taking an application or medical forms. Look at that sky. To a fellow because my oldest son is going to do this thing called Boys State, Tar Heel Boys State. So we've just finished getting all that paperwork completed. And of course, I got pulled over by a very nice police officer because, let's see, why did I get pulled over by a nice police officer? Well, for a number of reasons. One, my registration was expired. I haven't told my husband any of this yet. I'm out here. And then, well, what else happened? Oh, I didn't come to a complete stop. I didn't know that. But I will say, anybody that has been in the car with Amos, who he is asking you the same question for the 9,000th time, it'll make you a little crazy too.
Twinkle.
Look at the moon. Look. Do you see it?
It's full.
It is full. It's a pretty moon tonight, isn't it? Boy, look at that. So we had a ton of helicopters out last night. I wonder if it had something to do with that, if he locks me out. So anyway, we had a really big day today. We had Special Olympics for our school system, which was awesome. So we had about 20 athletes, and then we had like 120 young athletes, so not official athletes. And this is my first year like officially helping with Special Olympics, so I'm still learning. Like somebody was saying, well, does he go on to like a regional competition? I was like, I have no idea if he does or not. I don't know. I need to find that out. One day of Olympics was enough for us. He got 3 medals, 2 first place, and 1 second or third. Don't blame Amos for your driving. Well, let me tell you something. Get your butt over here, Charlene, and you drive Amos around and tell me if it doesn't get distracting to you. God, don't blame Amos for your driving. When did you get pulled over? Like 20 minutes ago. It's a sickness. They can't help it, Natasha. So I was thinking small town life. And getting pulled over is what made me think about it. I got a warning. So last night we had a shooting in my small town. Amos and I had just been out at the high school getting ready for the Special Olympics today, and he was in the bleachers and reading signs, and we were setting up bocce ball, and then we left, and about 20 minutes later, I get a text from somebody who says there were shots fired during the softball game, during the national anthem, and somebody sends me this video, and my first thought was like, I'm going to share that video. And then I kind of sat and thought, I'm not going to share that video. One, what good is it going to do? And two, like, I don't think it represents my town well. I also think there are shootings everywhere. My big boys right now live in Alexandria, Virginia, and they're not allowed to go to this fancy schmancy shopping center behind their school. I mean, there's a Fresh Market, for goodness sakes, there. It's dark because I'm outside. And because there's been 2 shootings there, like in the last 2 years. So shootings do happen. But in Edenton, why is it dark? Because it's nighttime. It's amazing. This is what happens at nighttime. It gets dark. What made this feel a little bit different last night, I think, is that it was broad daylight outside. And it was about... What are you eating? What is that? You're eating toast. Okay. It was broad daylight outside, and oh gosh, you want to talk about bright light? I feel like I'm like one of those gremlins, like turns into a gremlin. Yeah, thank you. And suddenly on the video, you hear, pew, 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 and then you hear pew, 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 again. And the girls on the field are like standing around, which is what I do when I hear gunshots myself. Like, is it fireworks? Is it gunshots? It's hard to know, you know? And then you see kind of a man, he's the first one to run on the video, I guess. I don't know why that tickles me. I laugh at inappropriate things. It's not funny, but somehow seeing these girls like don't know what to do, and then this adult's like, "Pew, I'm gone." No, I don't know that that's necessarily what happened. Just don't send me a message about that. If you're the man or the girl, don't send me a message. Please don't send me a message. I hate messages. I don't check them. That's why I have like thousands. I can't hire someone and pay them a living wage to check annoying messages. I refuse to. So that happened last night. They have a car they're looking for. It's up on the Edenton Police Department website. A man they're looking for, person of interest, who for some reason decides that it's worthwhile to put hundreds of innocent people at risk because he wants to shoot a car. And it just makes me sad and it makes me angry. Like, I was talking to a friend this morning at Special Olympics that I don't see very often, but we've known each other a long time. And she said, what do we do? And it's really true. Like, what do you do? How do you stop this? Is it guns? Is it poverty? Is it people dropping out of school? Is it gangs? Like, what makes people think I'm going to just go shoot somebody? Because to me, I'm no expert. I'm a criminal. I just got a warning ticket. I wouldn't shoot anybody because I don't want to go sit in jail. I mean, I know that doesn't sound like very pious of me. Like, well, you should never want to kill somebody. This is true. I have no desire to kill someone, but I really don't want to go to jail. I just don't have any interest in sitting in jail. I mean, I worry who would get me in the night. I've gotten used to taking this Wegovy, this weight loss shot. I've lost 30 pounds. I would probably end up fat as a pig in there, eating like mush and carbs. I'm sure somebody would want me as their girlfriend, and I'm not interested in that. I mean, I really do not want to go to jail. It's cold in jail. Well, I don't mind cold. But it just is telling, and it's funny, we're not like, oh, whenever there's shootings like this, we're not talking about like, well, there's mental health issues. Nobody calls people that shoot at each other outside a softball game, they don't say they have mental health issues. I ain't heard one person in Edenton talk about mental health issues. Now, if it's a white boy that goes into a school, oh, he's sick, he's got mental health problems. But when it's a black person that shoots at somebody's car, no mental health problems. They're just mean, basically, right? And I don't know if that's terribly accurate. I think the white boy shooting up the school can be mean, and I think the black person shooting the car can have mental health problems. I don't know. I'm not going to jump out there and say, here's what it is. But anyway, it's just a theme I notice. So you have that Spectrum One New York Times article about North Carolina. No, I'm scared to look. Cold metal toilets. I've been to jail one time. I didn't stay there very long. I was only in there for about an hour. I had gotten a aiding and abetting ticket. That's when you've been drinking alcohol, which is a terrible idea, but you're smart enough to know I can't drive, so I'm going to get a sober driver. And then my sober driver actually lied and had been doing a little teensy bit of drinking herself, and I didn't know it. So she got pulled over, and we were in jail, and she was crying and wailing. I told her to, and we got out of there. And I was sort of amazed with that stainless steel toilet. There's no toilet seat, FYI. So here we have people that so don't value their own futures or their lives or their whatever, that they're willing to just go to prison forever for no reason. And so maybe is that it? That my life is so unvaluable that I just don't care? I don't know. But then we have other people. And now these people are not maybe dangerous in the same way, but sort of terrible to me. And these people are the same people. So this is, I tell the officer this after he gives me my warning ticket. I ask him, have you caught the shooters yet? And he said, it's an active investigation. And then I said, have you caught the turtle nappers yet? And I think he said, I don't know. So the turtle nappers, our police department about a week or two ago, so today they have up the shooters. Well, 2 weeks ago, they had up a car of someone who was responsible for a turtle larceny. A full-on turtle larceny. You've gained every bit of those 30 pounds back. Kiss my ASS, you turkey. I have not. I am 160, and I was 190 when I started. One more word out of your little schmacky mouth, you're going to get banned, toots. This is why I have a subscriber page, though I will say this is quite fun. The turtle napper. So some people went over to a neighborhood in our town, and they're very against trespassing. And they drove up in their car, and they got out, and they picked up a turtle, a snapping turtle. There's this pond that's full of them. And the reason I know this is because I went to the pond the next day on my golf cart and pulled up to the pond and got out and walked to see if anybody would call the police on me. And they did not, because I'm a white woman on a golf cart. And these people, not only does somebody call the police on them, the police put up a picture of the car and say, there's been a turtle larceny. Now, my husband, who is a criminal defense attorney, I said to him, what would you do if you were going to defend the turtle napper? And he said, well, the first thing I would say is that there is no such thing as a larceny of a turtle, because you can't steal a turtle. So that was very good. Thomas Wood, Godwin and Wood, very good attorney in Gates County. And so we kind of talked about that. So they put the police department, who is now working hard to find a shooter, 2 weeks ago, has these turtle nappers up. And what's wrong with my door? I think what happens, so I'm making a link here, and you're gonna put this together. The people that called the police on the turtle nappers, I find a worry. Right? So I find it a worry that there are people shooting. Obviously, that's terrible. But like, how can you have a small town full of such different types of people? You know? Maybe that doesn't seem relevant to y'all, but it seems very odd to me. Like, we have a town where people don't value their lives, and they're out shooting during a high school softball game. And like this mom said to me this morning, I mean, we can't even have senior night and it's canceled. Like, that's a big deal, right? But then we have these people who are calling the police on someone stealing a turtle. Were the turtles wild or purchased? They were the turtles were wild. I feel like you talk a lot about race. Well, I wish I didn't talk about race. The reason I talk about race is because it's relevant. I really don't think that, and I know because I did a test. I drove up in my golf cart with Amos and we got out and we looked for a turtle to steal and we couldn't find one, but nobody called the police on us to report us as trespassers or turtle nappers, right? But when the black people pulled up, the police are called and they've taken a photo of their car. The reason I'm talking about race is ding, ding, ding. It's about race. And again, I haven't heard anything about mental health problems, but what I see are two groups that could help each other. I see a group of people who are, I'm assuming white because I think everybody that lives in the Continental is white. A group of white people who have so little to do that they are hyper-focusing on turtle thefts. And then we have a group of people who need help because they're out shooting each other in the middle of the day. What if those bored white people helped these people who have like lost hope and are shooting? Like, couldn't we get the two of them together? And today we were at Special Olympics and I was thinking, like, we had more people than I've seen in a while come to Special Olympics. It was really nice. Oh yes, I was live at the pond that day with my friend, the day after the turtle napping. And same thing. There are people that came out today and volunteered and cheered and chased and wrote numbers down. And it was just, the Special Olympics was awesome. The police department helps, the sheriff's department helps. Our superintendent lets all the people from central office come out and help. I mean, it's really a big deal and super special. Lots of people from my church came. And, you know, it's kind of called put your money where your mouth is. Like, which is what I saw today from people at my church. Like, I have said a few times, like, what am I going to do with Amos next year? He's expiring out of my, you know, Sunday school class. And today, when I saw all these people from church there, it made me think, you know, they're listening to me and they understand that, like, I need them and I want Amos to be included. But when I see other people complaining about crap on Facebook or whatever, and I'm like, you know, maybe instead of complaining about dumb things, they should be out at Special Olympics cheering things on, or they should be volunteering at the school. So don't sit around and be a complainer or call the police on a turtle napper if you're not going to be part of the solution. And there are a lot of people in our small town that are part of the solution, but there are a lot of people that could do a better job of it. So there you have it. Yep. Just in case you're wondering my thoughts. I do not eat turtles, especially snapping turtles. Turtles? My mind has just been blown. Louder for those in the back. How many athletes were there today? So there were about 21 typical. You have to be 8 to be a Special Olympics athlete. And so we had about 21 in our school system. And then we had 120 young athletes, which is our pre-K students. So they don't all have disabilities, but they just sort of make it fun. And they have like an Olympic village where they played bocce ball and do balance beams, and they stay and have lunch. Just kind of a fun way to get together. and really nice to see our school nurse sang the national anthem. It's just really fun. It makes you really thankful for your small town, which is kind of what I was thinking. But then I was like, boy, I get pulled over for I get a warning ticket, which I deserved. And then we have these police officers working hard to find out who's shooting. And then we have people calling the police on turtle nappers. And maybe the turtle napper callers could help make the community better. That's basically my whole point. In a nutshell. Some people eat turtles. Well, I'm aware of this. I've gotten this. I've read the 9,087 comments about people's grandmas eating snapping turtles. I do not eat turtles. You can eat turtles. You can eat dog do for all I care. I am not. I know eat dog do. I know eat turtles. And don't send me a message saying that turtles are not dog do. I'm not eating a turtle. I just cannot imagine that great big shell and that tiny little leathery leg in my mouth. Gross. No, I would rather eat like that little chicken that looks like hands in soup. Anyway, come be a subscriber if you need more honest discussions. Every time I say that, I lose like 100 zillion subscribers. I don't know why. It's a sickness. Maybe the people that called on the turtle nappers are just plain nosy people. You're not going to change that. It wouldn't matter what color the person was that day. Oh, I don't agree, Jane. Because I went the very next day and I saw the people. See, this is where I'm telling too much. I know who the turtle napper callers were. I know who the rats were. The rats, the people that called the police, I know who it is. I'm not going to say their name because I don't want them to get me. But they were outside that day that I pulled up on the golf cart. And I waved. And they called the police. So I know it's about race because it's called a qualitative statistical analysis. My friend Paul and I on the golf cart with the children, we get out, we pretend to steal a turtle. They call the police. Nope, and they were there. So ding, ding, ding. Go live from the bathtub again. I mean, people have a real struggle with me being in the bathtub. You would think I'd was on OnlyFans or something. I mean, I'm not that bad off. Amos, are you ready for bed? Other than I'm real tired from Special Olympics because I ran today. Amos, what did you do today? Well, look at there. Are you watching turtles? Oh, no, stingrays. We're just in here watching Blippi. Blippi is the smartest YouTuber on the planet.
Blippi is the smartest YouTuber on the planet.
Who do you like better, Mommy or Blippi?
Amos.
Who do you like better? You like Mommy better than Blippi? Yes. Because Mommy is not as smart as Blippi. Oh, and then the smartest service dog on the planet.
The exploding bomb.
What are you doing? Do you think I'm anxious? Yeah, I've got turtles in the bathtub. I can't get in there. Maybe the person called because they thought they were protecting nature and natural resources. No, they didn't. Because then why didn't they call when I was out there? No, sir. No. And there, Amos, what did you compete in today? What did you do? You were in the what?
Racing game.
What?
Get out and win.
What did you do today? Did you do the special
North Korean Olympics.
the special North Korean Olympics? Amos, I don't know how to say this, but if you were in North Korea, they wouldn't be treating you very good. They're not really into people with disabilities there. And I tell you what, be thankful that you do live in a country where you have a voice and you're allowed to be heard, or if you have a child with a disability, that they're not thrown to the curb. Shoo-wee. So whenever anybody says, you're entitled, or you're this, or you're that, you know what? We're all awfully blessed to be living in this amazing place. This is my bed.
No.
Yes. You're on Daddy's side, though. So anyway, carry on, people. Subscribers, see you for coffee tomorrow morning, 8:15.